The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Archie for the dope production. Ring gang stay with the best discussions.
Ring Gang Radio.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where, as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Patscorpio, the New England representative. And as always, I got my man with me. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do? LB, Lauderdale Boss. I mean, Shutterworth da Gawd, a.k.a. Go Artist. Ring Gang in the building, Soul Wars Creator. Yara. Let's go, boxing, nigga. We hype.
I wasn't expecting that. Oh, shit. Yeah. And also, I got my other man in the house. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
What up, y'all? This is your boy King P, Bodega Boys in the building. You already know. Let's get into some real shit. Always ready.
Yes, sir. So clearly, the fight of this weekend, fight of the weekend, possible fight of the year candidate, happened on the Zone. You know, I like to emphasize the Zone because it's just fun to say it. The Zone. You know, because it's spelled silly, but it's infectious to say it. But maybe I might be the only one that agrees with that. I might be alone in that one, but fuck it. So
yeah, you are.
Shut up, nigga. I didn't ask you that. So yeah. The fight of the weekend was on the Zone, where we got to see a 140 unification. You know, usually these in the past, like 140 unifications. I mean, they've actually been happening pretty frequently. Not like, I mean, we've had a full unification, we've had partial unifications. You know, but this time we had a WBO and WBC unification, where Maurice Hooker, the WBO champion, and Jose Ramirez, the WBC champion, faced off. Also significant too, because it's, you know, in the era of promotional wars and platforms and whatnot, it was good to see a top-ranked fighter and a matchroom box fighter get together without no BS to make a fight that people want to see. Yes, 100% facts. So, LB, what'd you think of this fight, man?
You know, just to go off of your last statement, it's good to see, you know, different promotional entities, Matchroom. Oh my God. Apologies. I don't want no beef. Matchroom and Top Rank, you know, joining forces and giving us a unification fight, a fight that, you know, was, you know, mumbling for a little bit, but it didn't take 3 years to set it up. It didn't take a long time to make the fight. So glad it went through, and you know, and we also got a good fight, real competitive, with a definitive stoppage. The stoppage was perfect, you know, good refereeing. I really have no complaints about. I did pick Ramirez to win a decision. I'm super impressed with the stoppage, so I like to say, yeah. Feel like I got my little swagger back because Dylan White fucked it up last week with the damn popping dirty, so you know.
Word.
Kind of threw my prediction in the trash now, so you know.
It kind of vindicated me somewhat.
Yeah, because you're up here like, well, Rivas did drop his ass, and he took all that nigga punches.
Yeah, the nigga was popped off on goofballs, you know, and all that shit, you know. So it's just like, so yeah, I mean, now of course White is in some shit right now, and you know, and obviously we hope that Rivas will get his zero back. But that'll be, god damn, yeah, and that'll be for another, I'm sure for another future podcast. But P, since you chimed in that little Popeye whistle, what do you think?
Okay, well, funny thing was that I was actually skeptical of it because I remember saying, okay, this fight could be either really good or it could be a big letdown. And I know I was like given the side eye of why it would be a letdown because we knew that the styles would make for a good fight. But I was just skeptical as always, and I was happy to say that I was wrong, that it was a very good fight, very action-packed from the go. I had picked Hooker to win, and I was wrong. Ramirez came to like it was a back and forth. I liked how Hooker would jab him and control the range, and then all of a sudden, fucking Ramirez would come in, dig in his chest.
I get what you're saying. Like Hooker would control him with the jab, but Ramirez would be jabbing right with him, and he would move his head and counter with his own jab.
Yep, and then he would get in and dig in his chest, and then he was hitting him with the left hook, and that seemed to be the money punch, and that was the punch that got Hooker out of there, if I recall correctly. It was the left hook. All props to Ramirez. It was a very good fight. I have been on the record as saying I liked Ramirez, but I wasn't 100% sold on him. But he definitely showed out this fight, and he showed that he is legit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Like you, I wasn't too high on Ramirez either. Particularly, I'll mention I was still salty, because he won his title against someone who I do, who I do think highly of, but unfortunately he came up short again, Amir Imam, and I was thinking to myself, okay, Imam got himself a path to a title. I'm about to have a fighter that I stayed to actually win a belt, because I haven't had a fighter that I stayed to win a belt in quite some time, and it's annoying. So, unfortunately Ramirez, doing what he did, he won, and I couldn't dispute it or anything like that. Fine. And then after that, and particularly his last fight, he didn't look too good. I mean, basically, I think part of the prediction I put is like, if you saw my my prediction video, after I spit those bars a little bit, I broke down why I thought why Ramirez would actually lose the decision to Hooker, and because I thought that Ramirez would be fighting behind Hooker. Hooker would be too busy with the jab and his long ass right hand, and Ramirez would take a couple of rounds to catch up, but it'd probably be too late. Ramirez didn't waste any time this time around. I mean, like he took the fight, he muscled in. That was usually Hooker doesn't really allow himself to get muscled in like he did, especially from the fight that I last saw him in. But yeah, Ramirez, he had a plan. He bullied him, he ripped his body, and Hooker, he landed those right hands. Like, I mean, Ramirez took them right hands, but one thing he wasn't doing was infighting. Like Hooker's infighting was awful. He wasn't holding. Like, he was on the ropes, and he trying to be slick, trying to be, try to either roll the punches or, keep his elbows up, take him on it. Yeah, complete fail. And Ramirez was
you know what really failed though? Hooker's footwork.
Yeah. And I don't know. Maybe it's just a strategy, or maybe because it was the weight, because he didn't have issues. I mean, no, I don't think he had any issues making weight this time around. I don't know what it was, but it just seemed like he just let Ramirez walk him down, and just once he was stationary, allowed Ramirez to flail away and rip his body.
He stayed in front of Ramirez too long, but the thing is, you notice when he was jabbing, he was trying to, do the whole basic boxing routine, jabbing in a circle. He would try to do that, but his footwork moves slower than his punches. Like, for some reason, he can't do that pivot. He can't circle and jab effectively against Ramirez. Like, it almost seem like he's tripping over himself. Like, he can't do both well. Like, when he stands flat-footed in front of Ramirez, he could jab real good. But the thing is, that puts him in the line of fire, so that doesn't work too well. So when he tries to move, he almost has like a opposite, like a reverse Amir Khan syndrome. Like, you know how Khan moves, like,
Pete, trying to say something?
Like early, like it's kind of weird. Like Hooker's footwork just with the rest of his body. Like he couldn't get it up. He couldn't get out of the way of like basic linear attacks that Ramirez was doing.
Yeah.
I find Khan's footwork to be way more herky-jerky than Hooker's. But I can see why you say that.
Because like Khan's footwork is faster and it's herky-jerky, but it's still uncontrollable. I feel like Hooker's footwork, he doesn't have it under control, just like Amir Khan doesn't have his footwork under control. But Amir Khan's, it looked worse because he's way more athletic and faster.
Right. So it's like he's almost like he's tripping over his own feet sometimes, especially when he gets hurt.
It's like, dude, it's like the way Hooker. I'm like, damn, like, because this is the thing. I didn't think Ramirez would be able to hurt Hooker like he was.
Right.
I thought he would, stop him, pop him, stun him a few times, whatever. Because it was a good ass fight, but
it was.
Everybody was like, "Oh, Hooker has all the power and shit," but it's all about who more durable, man. It's like, if you can get that nigga power.
Yeah, and the thing is too is only took one because he was guarding his body because the body work that Ramirez was putting in dividends. So when he dropped his guard just slightly, Ramirez hit him with a left hook. I mean, it was a lot faster than I thought. Even Ramirez, I didn't think much of Ramirez's like speed, hand or foot. But that left hook he basically knocked out Hooker with was just fast. It was quick. It was a quick counter. Like he'd been waiting for that shit. And Hooker was done. Like he went through the ropes and Ramirez jumped on him like a cat. It was like boom, 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 boom. Like,
thank you. See, that's how you force a stoppage.
Well, the one thing I was gonna say, Ramirez is a pretty good finisher. That I will give him credit for. He's a very good, like when I've seen him, like he has that finishing instinct of not every, like a lot of fighters when they have you like hurt and done, they don't know how to finish you off. Ramirez does know how to finish.
Yeah. He put well-placed combinations together and like 70% of them shits were landing clean.
Yeah, like they were short and compact, and Hooker's.
That's how you finish a fighter.
Yeah, and Hooker's neck was bobblehead action. Like it was like his neck was slack. And then the ref. To me, I think the ref was a second slow, but he stopped it. At the right time because the last punch sent.
So it was perfect. But I can see I could agree with you saying it seemed a second slow. But the only reason being because I feel like the ref was just he was letting Ramirez get his shots off, and he was giving Hooker a chance to, because it's a good fight. He's bounced back from different onslaughts throughout the fight, so he was giving Hooker, I think, a little extra time, but it just seemed like those punches were just too clear, too quick, too good, and I mean, a punch or two, he probably let it on a little too long, but I felt it was a good stoppage, especially with the climate the sport is in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And that's
for this year, actually, fuck that. For this year, actually, nothing's gonna make me forget that damn J Nady and Coda stoppage. I'm sorry, and that same fucking card with Regan Diao and that stoppage. So,
yeah, this year has been pretty much full of trash stoppages. So
yes.
Yeah, I mean, we either get stoppages that are like that, or we got in this week, and then also the Zab Judah fight. We get niggas with brain bleeds. It's just like, and this one, I honestly thought that like there are people that actually say that the stoppage was bad. I'm like, in what world is that stoppage bad? Like Hooker.
Dude.
Like Hooker's eyes were.
Who said that, bro? Who's saying this fucking stoppage is bad?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen anybody say that this stoppage was bad stoppage. It was not. It was actually a perfect stoppage in my opinion.
Perfect.
I agree with the perfect stoppage. Like I mean, it was a stoppage that this nigga was limp. Like Hooker was limp on the ropes. Like probably a couple more punches, ref put him in the hospital.
You would have got a RIP. You would have got a Sweet Pea Hurtado type of knockout if the ref would have let it keep going.
Right.
Oh, you mean when the nigga was fucking dangling and shit?
Yeah, because Hooker was gone. He was asleep. And I was just like, damn, like I'm like, I mean, I know like we're all bloodthirsty bulls at times, but yeah, like, but when niggas' necks are being snapped all the way back like that, and their eyes are closed, you stop the fight.
Yeah, I'm good on that. Like, you know, and it gives a chance. It gives guys a chance to bounce back from the losses when because I felt like he took a good, it was a good fight, back and forth punishment.
Yeah,
I had Ramirez ahead at the stoppage. I felt like he was just more effective, heavier handed, and just really controlling the fight more. It's hard for a guy like when your footwork is bad and you can't control, and you're struggling to control the offense. You're always gonna look bad in the ring generalship department because it looks like you're trying to fight somebody off of you. And Hooker looked like that a lot of times, even though he was opening up and tagging Ramirez.
But wouldn't you say that Ramirez should be given credit for that, because he's making him fight his fight? He's not letting him, do that. Ramirez.
Of course. Shit, I've been giving Ramirez credit the whole time. It's y'all niggas who seem like y'all weren't really sold on him. Like, to me, Ramirez only had one bad performance in his career to me. I think that was last fight. One where I think it could have been a draw. Like, I think the guy was trained by Freddie Roach.
You talking about his last fight?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's his last fight.
You talking about Ramirez's last fight, the one before Hooker?
Yeah, the one before Hooker, where I still thought like he won, but it was a close fight. I think we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, we did. I mean, weren't the scores something outrageous?
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. But I feel like it was still a close fight. Like, he won. Like, you could almost say, like, his arm field. He wasn't exposed or nothing because he fought a solid quality opponent, but like always had.
Repeat that?
No, I said Ramirez always had a good pop on his punches. He always threw fast combinations. He always worked the jab. Like, I honestly, I didn't really see what people were mad about Ramirez. Like, the only thing he kind of looked off was, he didn't want that prograde fight. But the way shit now,
yeah, that too. I can admit I'm biased with that.
I think a lot of people were. I mean, I think that's what it was, because to me, I thought Ramirez did the goods. Like, but this is one of the boxing. It could end up being an even bigger fight. Because now, to me, I feel like Ramirez is, the top guy in the division, and the number two is, or whoever's going to be equal to him is going to be the winner of Prograis and Taylor.
Right.
And then if those two fight, God willing, we're going to have a real 140 champion.
Again, since Terrence Crawford.
Next year. Huh? Since
Terrence Crawford, of course.
Yeah, but no one really remembers that reign, because I mean, really, like, nigga, like,
niggas are hating on that shit. Niggas saying,
dude, honestly, bruh,
that man was an undisputed 140 champion.
Bruh, it was popping before Crawford. When Crawford got there, it wasn't popping no more. It had to settle itself again. It had to reemerge. It had to just evolve again. Terrence Crawford did what he did. He took out the trash a little bit. He moved up, and then fucking 140 gets popping again. Matter of fact, the winner of all these 140 fights would easily be the best fucking opponent Terrence Crawford fought if these niggas would fight him.
Can't disagree with that.
Yeah,
It's funny because Prograis thinks that Arum is going to move up Ramirez to 147 to have him as a Crawford opponent.
I believe it, especially if Ramirez does manages to unify, I believe it. I can see that as a plan.
I can see that. That's a good fight, but I felt like he needs to fight the winner of Taylor Prograis first. Like I feel
Absolutely.
Yeah.
you have to have that fight. Like honestly, like the winner of that, the loser could stay at 140 and beat a dude. The winner could go up to 147 because by then it's like he kind of cleared out. Unless we're gonna just start matching the losers against losers, whatever, and which is still fight. Remember, Pat. Remember the bantamweight tournament from Showtime.
Yeah.
Where they up you still got good fights out of all of them matchups, pretty much.
Yeah, like you know,
even before the tournament, you had them. They was matching up. So, I mean, I ain't got no problem with these niggas fighting each other all over the place and shit. You know, if it's they good fights. I'd rather niggas settle their business before they move up. I'm tired of all these. We got all these loaded divisions in boxing, but everybody's doing these spin-offs.
Right, you know, like niggas are just like, oh yeah, let's go to this weight division. Let's go face a champion. Like, if you're gonna jump up, you better try at least try doing some work in that division. You know,
yeah, put in some work. If you're gonna make a spin-off, make a meaningful spin-off. Don't do a spin-off where it's like, win or lose. It just don't mean anything.
Right, exactly.
Like Spence Garcia.
Because that's yeah, exactly. That's the bullshit. I'm tired of that conversation too. Fucking Spence Garcia, Spence Canelo, Spence whatever. No, talk about fights in your own fucking divisions.
Because the division is loaded right now. 140 loaded, 147 loaded, 154 loaded, 160 loaded. Why the fuck is one nigga from 160 even talking about fighting at 175? 175 loaded.
Yeah, that's it.
And like y'all niggas fight, y'all.
And even 168, even 168 is kind of halfway loaded.
Yeah. So it's like y'all need to clear up y'all. It's like y'all clear up y'all block before y'all try to work on someone else's block.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, and like I said, and hopefully that practice. I mean, I think it'll probably take one bad loss by one of these fighters that does this to help to make fighters stop doing this shit like it's a thing to do. So like I said, it was just great just to see 140 champions want to fight each other, and try to use the best. And that's what and basically now the 140 picture is starting to get a little clearer. Now we're patiently waiting for Prograis and Taylor to do their thing sometime this year to be announced. So yeah, I mean, like I said, kudos on that fight, being entertaining as fuck.